I want to tell you a secret. Soon there will be an elephant in the room. You know what it is? In English they say that to indicate there is a topic, subject, that everybody knows about, but tries to avoid. Now, all these Toastmasters in the room, they don't have any difficult topics. They love to give speeches, especially when we are amongst friends, like here. And you know, dear guests, some of these Toastmaster friends, they fall in love. They even marry with each other. And keep on giving speeches. Some venues to give a speech are harder than others. For instance, an official dinner. Not too long ago, I was invited to an official dinner, right? So I started meeting people, and I saw a fellow Toastmaster. That makes it easier. Darling, darling, how was your honeymoon? And she said, Sri Lanka is simply paradise. So we went to have dinner, and our host was serving dishes like suckling pig with different kinds of wine, and more different kinds of wine, and dessert with cognacs. And by that time, one of the guests was getting definitely intoxicated and saying, "Who put the elephant in the room?" First example, but not a very good one. Because that was not an elephant, that was an hallucination. By that time, the host shoved his belly across the table and said, "Ivo, you have to do a speech." And I was looking at this intoxicated audience and said, "Thank you, sir, but I really should be going by now." "No, no, dear boy, we invited you because you are a toast monster." Toastmaster! His voluptuous wife interfered. And that is when things started to get tricky. You know what it is? Voluptuous. That means the wife is large, with a towering hairdo, shiny metal hanging on all exteriors, and bosoms like torpedoes. Ivo, you have to give a speech. I found myself in a hot spot of embrace, overdosed by sweet perfume, freed myself and understood I had to give a speech. But how do you get the attention of such guests? So I decided to say, "Vladimir Vladimirovich!" At that moment, all the Ukrainians among the guests frowned their eyebrows. And the occasional Cossack took up a knife and flung it at me. All the Russians in the audience, however, sat silent in utter fear, because this, example number 2, this is what they call an elephant. So I had the attention. But then I had to move to a more agreeable topic, of course. So I involved the audience, because I have my fellow Toastmaster with me, right? I said, "Darling, share with our guests. How was your honeymoon? Sri Lanka, beauty, beaches, sun. Now, what souvenir did your husband and you buy?" "An elephant," she said. Wooden elephant, painted or maybe stitched out of leather?" "No, no, flesh," she said. I didn't quite get that, so diverted a bit from the subject and asked, "Well, where is your husband?" "He's riding the elephant from Sri Lanka, through India, Pakistan." Can you imagine that? "Yes," she said. "The latest SMS I got from him was when he was stuck at the border between Iran and Azerbaijan, because the customs were investigating whether our elephant was hiding any illegal drugs." supreme sign of love between Toastmasters. Love knows no border. If you ride your souvenir elephant all over the continent. And remember, I told you this dinner was a while ago. And our fellow Toastmaster is sitting here. And by now, dear friends, you will start to feel the trembling of the floor. Because, example number 3, soon we are going to have a real elephant in the room.